Welcome to the FaceTime with God podcast. I'm your host, Kay Farrar, and yes, you have tuned in to the right place because we're bringing Christ to the culture and the culture to Christ. Because the gospel's not for old times, it's for all times. So we've got relevant topics, real people, and we're starting right now. So, welcome to another episode of FaceTime with God. We are saying that this is our season finale. And you know, when you have a finale, you got to roll with it. Lean with it, rock with it, roll with it. So, we have a young fireball, powerhouse minister of the gospel here. And I'm going to read you a little bit of her official bio in a moment. But for now, let's just welcome to the set none other than Miss Alexis Michelle May, minister of the gospel, under 30, making it happen.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It is so awesome to have you. They, you know, we got a cheering squad upstairs. When you clap, their ears are so good. When you clap, you know, they get in on it. So they got in on that. But what we want to do, Alexis, if it's cool with you, is we just want to start, you know, loosen up a little bit and start with a little bit of rapid fire, okay?
Ooh, okay.
So I'm going to give you one word or one short phrase.
Okay.
And if you can give us one word or as close to it as possible, whatever comes to you right off the bat.
Okay.
And we're not going to do a whole lot, maybe about 5 of those or so.
Okay.
All right. So, rapid fire, here we go. Favorite movie?
Love Jones.
Cool. Best memory?
Rolling Loud Festival I did last year.
Wow. We might hear more about that. All right. Dream vacation?
Lake Como, Italy.
Ooh, we have to I have to look that one up.
So nice.
Awesome.
Oh
have
yes.
you been? You've just been checking it out.
I've researched it for years, and now it's like a popular wedding destination, so now everybody's on the hype with it, but I love the island. It's so
awesome.
nice.
I'm in agreement with you on that trip. Look, if you need somebody to roll with you, call a sister. Because that sounds very nice. All right. I'm going to give you 2 just one words.
Okay.
Laugh.
I don't know. Cry? I don't know.
Okay. Cry.
Smile?
Okay. All right. We went with the flip side of both of those.
Okay.
So it's all good.
Okay.
Well, look, it's no wrong answer.
Okay.
You know, I told somebody once, I was interviewing a leader in the community, and she has a background in psychology. And so I was teasing. I said, they start showing me these ink spot pictures. You know that. Girl, if I'm hungry, I'm going to be like, shrimp.
Right.
Ice cream.
Right.
It's whatever you say.
Okay.
It's whatever you say. But thank you for that rapid fire. So I'm going to read a little bit of your official bio because I think it's awesome. So Alexis May is a Virginia-based minister of the gospel. Come on. Photographer, all right. Filmmaker, so we took photography to the next level, filmmaker, and proud owner of Alexis Michelle, LLC, a creative production company dedicated to impactful, story-driven content that is so awesome. So with that, tell us a little bit about what have you been up to? What have you been doing with all of these accolades and these abilities that you have creatively?
Yeah, I would just say just being obedient, to be honest with you. So like recently we just completed, my church and I, we just held our very first creative conference, which is called Soar. The theme of it was Soar.
Okay.
And so I spoke, my dad spoke as well, and then we had an industry panel as well, just to help creatives just to really soar in their gifts, whether it's through their administration, whether it's through they just feel inadequate inadequate, and they feel like they just need a boost or just a word from God to just help them go into the right direction. We just wanted to provide that answer and that solution for that. So that was one thing. Another thing I'm getting ready to do is shoot my very first mental health documentary.
Okay.
It's been in the works for about like 5 or 6 years, so I'm glad to like finally just like film it and do it. So those are like little things that I've touched on work-wise. I'm working on currently, I would say, a film for a nonprofit that helps centered around young girls, young women, and there's some businesses and nonprofits that want to come together to really bring solution to the community. And so my job and my role right now is to help compose a video to help bring that message to life. So those are some of the things I'm working on.
So you're working with a nonprofit now?
Yes.
Or is this your own nonprofit in addition to your company, or?
Yeah, so I'm working with, it's a stream of 6 to 7 nonprofits.
Okay.
Some of them are including Girls for Change.
Okay.
Another one is Girls on the Run. So those are some of the people that I'm working with currently right now.
Awesome. Okay. Awesome. I love that. So that's a little bit about what you've been putting your hands to.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about this conference that you guys just had. How did you feel about all of it coming together?
Yeah. As an introvert who is now coming out, I did not want to do this.
Okay. Okay.
I feel like it's one of those things where God knows you have the heart for it, but as well as the things around it, I think He's been helping me to grow more into that role.
Okay.
For instance, how it started was actually last year. I was supposed to do it last year.
Okay.
And so God had put it on my heart to like have like a gathering for creatives. And I also had this heart for bringing people together. I knew all these people that have been making moves in Richmond and specifically in Richmond.
Okay.
But no one really had like a meeting place like for everybody to kind of like come together. And so I was like, well, we got to do something. And that's when the heart for Soar came up.
Okay.
And so the conversations that I would have with these peers that I wanted to bring together was going around the same things: how to treat clients right, how to look for clients to treat you right. How one of the things we talked about at one of the panels that we did for the conference was anointing in the workplace. Can they coexist? Which the actual absolute answer is yes, it can coexist because of who God is and what He does throughout our lives. But we just wanted to provide that solution. And so another thing that we did, another topic that we did was behind the scenes.
Okay.
And so basically the goal and the heart for it was I can go to a YouTube video and learn how to take pictures easily. But do I have the character to match even taking the picture? Do I have the character to match to even send stuff on time or not be rude to people in emails or even know how to form an email right? We wanted to show why those things are important as well as your skill, because you're going to grow in your skill. Someone always told me like you're going to always grow in your skill. But the things that you really need to work on is your character, how to, your relationship with God, like your budgeting, all that stuff matters way more than you think. So just wanted to bring certain topics like that to the light, and just bring people together. So that was like the goal and heart for Soar.
I love all of that. Are you guys I really, because I know you sent the information back, and it was we only had a couple of days to try to see. But other than that, I would have loved to have been there. Is there going to be like a replay or some footage from the event that people, if they missed it?
So we're going to be doing replays, and then also I want to start doing a Soar Creative Nights. So instead of doing a conference, we're going to do like an in-person gathering, and bring some of the friends who wanted to speak on the panels and things who can't make it. I want to have the opportunity for more people to listen and more of them to speak. So we're going to do more of those in-person gatherings as well as do the replay for the conference.
I'm trying to look. You see me smiling over here. Oh my gosh. I just love hearing you speak as a grown person. Knowing your mom and dad, and just rewind it back to when we were in youth ministry and all that. And now to see the seed up here leading and making things happen. And then the other thing is like, you look like your dad and I'll spit you out as far as visionary, enterprise thinker.
I was trying to run from it, but it just keeps coming.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I gotta give you your flowers because honestly, we're the product of y'all seed. Like y'all have done so much. Just hearing y'all stories, even about Richmond Christian Center, and just how y'all have been innovators in y'all in the field that y'all were in. Like and just how y'all took certain things that weren't even in the ground. Y'all were trailblazers as well. So I just want to honor you guys.
Oh, thank you.
And that we're able to just carry on the seeds.
Absolutely.
So,
And it honestly, seeing you doing what you're doing, it helps. Like it, it was worth it what we did. Like it's stuck, it's coming up. So it's just so awesome. Even if it's kind of distributed, it's still coming up. So I love all of that. So we talked a little bit about what you've been doing, and it's awesome. I want to go a little bit deeper and just hear more of your heart. Who is Alexis May?
I'm still trying to figure that out, if I can be honest with you. Because I feel like I could tell you words, but I would probably either evolve and grow into something better and different. So I just say, to sum it up, is a person that's just always wanting to be a student and always wanting to evolve and grow in their craft or field or even relationship with God. That's who Alexis is.
That is awesome. That is so awesome. So awesome and so honest. And that's what we love. That's what we love. And that's what we need. All right, cool. So I want to, in a minute, I have what I call a hot plate.
Okay.
And I have 5 items on this hot plate. We're only I want you to pull 2. So I'm giving you an early notice that we're getting ready to do that. But before we do, I want to hit this one topic because that's what we sent out to you. And Nolan, who is on our team, one of the team members who's not here at the moment, he was just thinking about, people who are making waves and getting things done under 30. So how old are you, by the way?
I'm 25.
25? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very, very mature for 25. And not in a old way, just in a settled, solid,
well, I appreciate
confident way. I love that. That's what we want. That's what we want. So your age group, I don't know what you would call it. I don't even know what they're saying. I'm trying to see what the generate.
I'm trying to figure it out because it's not Gen Z. I feel like we're older Gen Z, late millennial. I think I'm a 99 baby, so we're still trying to figure out which one we belong to be honest. So I would say maybe both.
Okay.
I don't know, but yeah.
What are some characteristics of your age group, your generation, whatever you want to call it, that in the body of Christ we either need to be more aware of, more sensitive to, tap into more, just how, the whole generational thing. Could you speak to that a little bit?
Absolutely. I think one of the things, and it's so funny, my parents and I, we talk about this all the time, is to allow them to be trailblazers because we're actually trailblazers already born out. Like, we don't have to have someone to tell us, I guess, what we should do. We already kind of know what we need to do. Okay. But sometimes along with that, sometimes we feel like we think that we're too high than what we ought to think. Okay. So sometimes we need that person that's of wisdom that's like, I see your goal. I know your goal, but this is how you kind of flow in this direction. Yeah. I think that you can't, it's kind of like, I feel like Gen Z is more like creatives. Okay. It's like, how would you treat a creative? Would you kind of shelter them or like try to, would you try to control them or would you try to kind of guide and lead? Yeah. I feel like sometimes with that, so I don't know if that answered the question.
No, that's good. As you were sharing that, I was thinking about, Have you seen the new Karate Kid? What is it, Karate Kid or something? What was the name?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Karate Kids. I forget. Legends.
I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
That's probably. Is that something that even would interest you? Apparently, probably.
Oh
not.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm just thinking because the guy, they picked him because he was so good, but he wasn't good enough to win. Yeah. Honestly, he would not have won. Yeah. Without an older, mentor, guru, whatever you want to call it, kind of really putting him through some paces. Yeah. And that's a little bit of what I was thinking, but at the same time, they couldn't win without him, because he was the only one who could win that fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you needed the both sides, the wisdom
Right.
of somebody who could not fight, because like that their time, I mean, they can, but it's over. They can't win that fight on that level. They could maybe back in their day. So that's kind of a little bit of what I was thinking about when you were talking.
Yeah.
Just being able to kind of maybe in some ways kind of walk 2 steps behind the person, and then if they falter a little bit, then say, hey, well, or if they come to you, I mean, how do you like to work in that kind of setting, like a mentoring setting, or either like with your mom or dad, or you know, an elder or something in the church working with you? What makes that work for you?
Yeah, I would say, now I feel like I'm on the opposite. I know that I can do it, but sometimes I need to learn that I need to learn the confidence.
Okay.
I need to learn, like, no, you can actually do this, so push for it. I have the skills and abilities, but you can actually go forward with it. And so I think when it comes to that dynamic, I have to trust, whether it's my parents or like people around me, I have to trust them enough to be like, no, they're going to steer me into the right direction. So I don't have to shrivel up when constructive criticism comes, or like something like they're there to help me and to guide me. So in knowing that, there's also a humility that has to come through me. That's like, okay, no, I think I know what I want to do, but let me just check with them just to see.
Gotcha.
You know,
so you on your own kind of moderate yourself a little bit and go. You're willing to ask, but it sounds like you're also willing to receive.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And sometimes I have my prideful moments, and sometimes like I can remember my mom. She works with me in my business.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll tell her I'm going to do this, and she's like, "Well, wait, before you do that, stay on track." Because sometimes as a creative, I can veer off, or off like the track I'm supposed to be on, and sometimes I need those people to be like, no, you already established what you're supposed to do, so go ahead and do it. Keep going. It's more than enough. So yeah,
and I see your mom as more the kind of the back office guru, administrative insight, crossing the T's, dotting the I's, making sure step 1 is done, type of thing, before we try to do step 8.
For sure, because I will gladly skip step 1. If she will say no, you do step 1 first, step 8 to last. So
awesome. So you have a good balance in your coaching squad. So I think that is wonderful. All right. So we're gonna go to the hot plate. Okay. And I'm trying to remember. Look, no shame in my game. I don't even remember all of what I put on this little plate. But some of you can probably see it. So I'm gonna ask. I'm trying to turn it so you can't see the letters.
I don't see it from here. So
okay,
cool.
Good. So just pick one and respond to it. It's kind of going to be almost similar to the rapid fire.
Oh, Jesus. I have a deep one. This is legacy. Jesus. I'm got a lighthearted one, man. Okay, legacy. Okay, and I just say
whatever that's saying to you. What do you get out of that? Now I got some thoughts now that you picked that one. If you want me to chime in, I'm happy to.
Legacy. I would say, you might have to jump in because I feel like I know what I want to say.
Go ahead. I'm gonna be like what you just said.
I know,
you
right?
Got it. You
right.
got
Coach me.
You got it.
Legacy. I would say from my parents down to me. I would say I want to make sure that they honor their legacy because they have a legacy of faith. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I've seen more than enough evidence of how to walk by faith and walk with God. Mm-hmm. So I pray that I'm able to carry that on. One, because I just have a relationship with God, but two, because I've seen more than enough evidence between my mom and dad. Yeah. So I would want to carry that on. I would say from myself down, I would want my legacy to look like that. I wasn't limited because I was a Black woman and a Christian. Mm-hmm. Those are very important to me. Those things are very important to me. Yeah. And especially for women, because a lot of times people think that your purpose is supposed to be limited because of who you are and who God has created you to be. Mm-hmm. When in my household, we were never raised like that. Of course, you still honor like let's say like marriage comes up or things like that. Like I know you're supposed to honor and stuff. At the same time, I've also got the backing when God tells you to do something, you got to do it. So I would say I would want that limitless mindset to go throughout.
Love it,
sure.
love it,
But
love
yeah.
it, love it, love it. Y'all give her a hand, give her a hand. Give her a hand.
Colossians 3:23 and 24. And whatever you do, do it with all your heart as unto the Lord and not unto men, knowing that it's of the Lord that you shall receive the reward of the inheritance, because you serve the Lord.